Today, we're going to talk about a shoe that HOKA claims is a propulsive speed training partner. Today, we're going to talk about the HOKA Mach X2. Hey runners, and welcome to my channel. My name is Letty. I host the weekly marathon running podcast available on all platforms, which I invite you guys to check out if you haven't yet. Maybe take me on a long run with you guys. But let's hop into today's shoe review, and let's start with a disclaimer. This shoe has been provided to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me for this review, and all opinions expressed here are my own. Alright, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about this pair of shoes. The HOKA Mach X2s. I've had this pair for less than 30 days, but I've been putting the miles in. And to start with, let's talk about the model and purpose of this shoe. Alright, so according to the website, the Mach X2 is a shoe for everyday runs. However, according to the press release, the shoe is for faster paced training. Can they do both? Maybe, and we'll go there, but let's hop into the tech specs of the shoe. When you're on the HOKA website and scroll all the way down, you can see the tech specs of the shoe. This shoe comes in at 8 ounces and it has a 5mm drop. When it comes to stability, HOKA lists their shoes as neutral, moderate, or stable. This shoe falls into the neutral category. When it comes to cushioning of a shoe, HOKA categorizes their shoes as either responsive, balanced, or plush. This shoe is listed as a responsive shoe. Alright, so let's talk about some of the key features of the shoe, and let's start at the bottom. Let's start with the sole. The sole is made out of the HOKA foam. It has the PBA foam right here in the midsole. It has a full Pebax plate, which you can see the little winglet right here, and at the bottom you can see that this plate goes all the way from the back to the toe area. It has some good traction rubber, better than in a lot of other shoes where you're basically running on foam, and I guess that's the reason why this shoe is going to be considered a super trainer and not a racing shoe, because it's supposed to be more durable than your regular racing shoe, but it has many of the racing shoe's properties. This shoe has a more aggressive rocker profile to it than really any of the other HOKA shoes that I've ever worn, and I think that helps with the feel of that propulsion. It feels like a much bigger drop than a 5mm drop, and I think the rocker profile is responsible for that. Now when it comes to the upper is created of some woven fabric, synthetic material, which makes the shoe super lightweight. As you can see, when you hold it up to the light, you can literally see the sun shining through the shoe. That's how almost clear and see-through it is. If you're wearing a dark color pair of socks, you could definitely see that through the shoe. So that's how lightweight it is. The tongue has the fake suede to it, which I really enjoy living in Florida, where it's always hot and humid and you sweat a lot. And it is attached to the shoe with very flexible fabric, which makes the shoe fit very nicely and locks your foot in place. The laces of the shoe, I'm going to compare them to the Cielo X laces. I did not like the Cielo X laces at all because they always became untied, especially when you're sweating and the laces get wet. Here, these laces lock in pretty nicely. Let's talk about the heel of the shoe. This heel is supposedly race-inspired, which means obviously lightweight and supposed to fit you like a lot of the other racing shoes. There are a lot of people with issues with this heel. It's basically very thin, and it has 2 little cushions that lock your foot in place. But like I said, we'll hop into what's being said about this heel in a little bit. Last but not least, this design has reflective details on it. I didn't run with these shoes at nighttime. I'm sure if you shine a flashlight on it, you get a little bit of reflection, but I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, I would say. So let's hop into the colors that the shoe comes available in. When it comes to the lady shoes, the shoe is available in the color that you see here, which is the Frost and Electric Aqua. There's also a black and electric aqua available. Now when it comes to men's shoes, the shoe is also available in Frost and Citrus and black and electric aqua, but they do not have the Frost and Electric Aqua available for men. Alright, so when it comes to the price point, this shoe comes in at $190 right now on their website. It's not quite the price of a super shoe. However, I feel like that this shoe has capacity of being used on race day and almost being used as a super race day shoe. So I feel like the price for the shoe is fair. All right, so comparing the shoe to another shoe, there was one shoe that came to my mind right away, which is the HOKA Cielo X1. And I went as far as wearing one shoe, the HOKA Cielo X1 on one side and the Mach X2 on my other foot. And I wanted to see how they compare, right? They are so similar. I mean, if I would have been blindfolded and just had these shoes put onto my feet and been told to just walk around the house, I probably would not have guessed the difference. They are so similar when it comes to the rocker, the plushiness, just the cut. I'm sure that the fact that the HOKA Cielo X1 has a carbon plate makes it feel different when you're running a long run. I was just walking in my shoes, like I said. But they feel very, very similar. They're constructed very similarly. So if you are a fan of the Cielo X1, I think this might be a shoe that you're also going to want to add to your collection and hope that they last a little bit longer, right? All right, so let's talk about my first impression. When I first received these shoes, I opened up the box and boom, I was immediately biased. Why? Because these shoes happen to be in our wedding colors. We had teal blue as our wedding color and then orange as an accent color. I'm going to show you a picture so you can see how beautiful this color combo works out. But I tried to put that into the back of my head, right? We don't want to be biased when we do a shoe review. Taking them out of the box, they felt very lightweight. I put them on, immediately noticed two things. I noticed the rocker profile being very aggressive, just like they listed on their website. And also the PIBA foam that is very plushy right here. And now on to the fun part. I'm going to show you guys what these shoes look like when I run in them. Now I'm going to share my opinion about this shoe. I've run about 30 to 40 miles wearing this shoe and I love this shoe. There are a lot of HOKA shoes that we review and a lot of HOKA shoes that I like and wear as daily trainers and easy run shoes. But there's one shoe that I've really loved so far, which is the Cielo X1. And now I'm adding this one to that same category of really love this shoe. What makes me hopeful is that the shoe is listed as a daily trainer at a lower price point. So hopefully I can put more miles onto the shoe because you guys know I've basically shredded my first pair of Cielo X1s because I wore it everywhere. If you guys saw my Cielo X1 shoe review, the Cielo X1 shoe was the only shoe I took to Germany when I was there for a 6-week trip. This shoe is definitely one of those shoes that it's super versatile, right? You can run your easy runs in this shoe even though it has a rocker, and you can pick up speed like it's nothing. And I love it when shoes can do that. I love the cushioning in this shoe. I don't have any foot fatigue when I wear this shoe. And what's also fun is that I can wear this shoe for fast runs as well. All right, so again, pros and cons. Starting with pros, the shoe is very lightweight and it's very beautiful. And it has a great rocker that propels you forward when you're feeling lazy. It has great cushioning for when you're doing long runs, so you don't feel foot fatigue. It has a very nice upper that's breathable, so you're not sweating too much wearing the shoe. It has a removable insole, which is also great in case you need to put in your own insole because this is not a stability shoe. And this shoe has the potential to be also worn as a race shoe, an alternative super shoe, I would say. Now, when it comes to the cons, and I didn't experience so much of it, But if you look online, there's a ton of people that complain about the heel being not structured enough to where you feel like you're slipping. Obviously, there's some ways of resolving that. You can do the lock tie, and we'll probably make a video showing you how you can tie the shoe where your foot is locked in a little bit better. But you can also maybe wear some socks that are a little bit more supportive or are a little bit thicker at the heels. Now for me, I run barefoot in a lot of my shoes. The first couple of days when I was wearing this shoe, I got a blister right here by the heel on my right foot, not left foot, just the right foot. And I ended up wearing a Band-Aid with it. I didn't feel like I was slipping. I just felt like there was something with the fabric, and I feel like it was the suede having been going the wrong way when I was wearing that shoe, because I didn't have any problems with this heel afterwards. But again, right, everybody's feet are different. So hopefully you get to try this shoe and see if it works for you. So in summary, the shoe, I guess, is for people that are looking for either a super trainer, a versatile shoe for all your runs, or even a racing shoe alternative that is not a super shoe because it does not have a carbon plate in it, but it almost feels like it does. It's a fast shoe, it's beautiful, and I'm definitely gonna give it the thumbs up. If you have any questions, suggestions, or commentary, you can put that in the comments below for other people to read. So that way, if I've missed something, you can point that out. I always appreciate that. Thank you for tuning into the shoe review. I hope my content is of value for you guys. And if it is, consider subscribing. And until next time, have a great week of running.